It's Monday lunchtime in the Brazilian city of Pelotas, and I'm in one of the city parks. And in the last video I went to the historical centre, which is all the way down there, and I just talked about the history of the city, the past. But today I thought I'd come out and see Pelotas as it is today, the modern side. So this is the Dom Antônio Zattera Park, and it is probably about a 15-minute walk away from the hostel that I'm staying in and the historical side. And I passed this late yesterday afternoon when I went for a gentle 5k run stroke jog around the streets around here. And this place was just full of people walking, the dogs chilling under the shades of the trees, and skateboarding. And this is quite an impressive skate park. It's quite big. So because of the speed I was doing, I didn't really stop. Well, when I say speed, it wasn't that fast. But you can see all the traffic down there. This is a massive area with its own little gym in the background there. And this was actually well used by people yesterday. Hello. Just little dogs everywhere. So you can see that they're actually spending money on infrastructure within the parks for the youth and anybody else that can skate. Now, I did say in the last video I was going to take a day off to chill, relax, and it got to 12 o'clock. I was bored, so that's why I've come out right now. Only because I wanted to see a bit more of the city. Now, yesterday it was so quiet in the centre that I thought today, being a Monday, would actually bring people out with the traffic. It's not much different than yesterday. It's a couple more people. There is a couple more cars, but that's it. Oh, it's a little football pitch. And then across the road you have got a small stadium and football stadium. So there's 3 football teams within Pelotas, and this is one of them, and it's one of the oldest in Brazil. Founded there on the 11th of October 1908. Now, if you have followed me going around the world, you'll know that if I ever see a football stadium, I always try and get in. Unfortunately, I've had a quick look around. You can't get in this one. Now, all 3 football clubs within the city are all in the lower leagues. But because Brazil is such a big football nation, these are all well attended, and there's a lot of rivalry. So behind me is one of several ant figures I've seen around the city. They're a local symbol tied to this city's obsession with traditional sweets, which is made in this city. It's got a nice little moustache there and a tie. I've just found this to get into the stadium or have a better look. This is the drive-through for a restaurant. I'm hoping no cars coming behind me. So they're proud of the fact that they are one of the oldest. You've got the date there in the stands, 1908. Yeah. Wonder if I should order some food and pretend I'm in a car. I mean, it's not a modern stadium. It looks like it's seen better days, but that pitch looks professional enough. So I'm now in the outskirts of the city centre, and I did take an Uber because my legs are a little bit stiff from the jog yesterday, and I'm now in Parque Una, and this is a modern urban redevelopment project built on land that used to be underused industrial space. Now, it wasn't being used for much at the time. Housing was needed for the population of the city, and they could have just made this like a gated community, but no, they wanted a walkable, livable, coffee shops, galleries, and that's what they got. Pelotas is a proper university city, and it's got tens and thousands of students that come here. So there was demand for modern housing, for cafes and workshops, walkable areas, and basic places that don't shut after 6 o'clock at night. Now I'm going to have a walk around. So this lake is right in the center of Parque Una, and the buildings are all modern, you can tell, and there is a cafe just there. I think this is where they sell the apartments in that place. Over there there's a gallery, and it feels nothing like I've seen in Brazil. This is very modern. I like it. You find that in most Brazilian cities that they grow organically and very chaotically, as I found out in Porto Alegre. But this was planned properly. This was designed meticulously, is that word? And it was built in stages, and you can just see that apartment block over there is still being built, so it's still ongoing. But it's very modern art-ish, if that makes sense. I mean, that's not a play park. And when you do walk around, you feel that the crowd is younger. Some of them look amazing. I wonder how much it costs to live around here. I mean, you've got the play park there, which really tells you that they have got kids in mind. And it is a big old area. It's got its own shopping mall just over there, and it's perfect for taking your dogs out for a walk. Like that one. And I guess the perfect line for this is Pelotas isn't pretending to be modern, it's quietly becoming modern. And for a southern city in Brazil, that's impressive. So I found a walkway that comes up to a roof of, I guess, where the cafe and the letting agency is below me. I'm not too sure if I'm allowed up here or not. Nobody stopped me. But I thought I'd come up here just to get a better view of the whole of Parque One. In fact, there's the cafe down there. I was going to have a look through there, just wave at people. you get a better view of the lake. Oh, I nearly tripped again. I mean, look at that. It goes all the way down there as well. I mean, it's a big old place. And there's the gallery over there. More accommodation. I do like what it says over there. Make the difference. Wow. I wouldn't mind living here. It's quite chic. That's me back in the centre, and as you can see, it is a bit busier than the last video. There's people, there's cars, but it's not super crazy. Now, one of the things that I get asked a lot in the comments is food, and it's always about what food do I eat when I'm traveling. Can I eat proper Brazilian food or whatever country I'm in? And food all comes down to what budget I'm on. Brazil being that little bit more expensive than Southeast Asia. So I usually do a bit of cooking every now and again. And today is a cooking day. And I'm just about to go to the supermarket, and then I'm going to go back to the hostel to show you my dish of the day. So I've just been, this is what I've got. Let's see. So I've got pasta, an onion, mayonnaise, and a can of tuna. So all that came to 13 real 18, which works out at £1.85. Cheap. So I'm going to start boiling the water, getting the pasta ready. I am hungry. So the pasta's all cooked. I've chopped up the onion. So add that. I'm not going to add all of it though. Add the tuna. Add the mayonnaise. Oh, look at that. Stir it together. Right, that's all mixed in. I've even put in all the onion and the serve. Voila. So there is pasta left over, which will be put into the bag, used in another kitchen, especially in Uruguay, where it's going to be a little bit more expensive. But look at that. I think that's a bit too much. That is nice, and I'm easily pleased when it comes to food. Now, when I do go to hostels that have got kitchen, I'll sometimes swap the tuna for chicken. A lot of these hostels that are full of backpackers always have kitchens that people have left stuff behind. So you can help yourself to like garlic, whatever. But this is my meal. Cheap. I finished it. I think I might have had too many onions. Oops. But it was tasty. It was nutritional. But it's filling. And that's all I need. So tomorrow I am leaving to go to the Uruguayan border. It's about a 5-hour bus ride. So I'll be leaving first thing tomorrow morning. I'm not crossing the border, I don't think, tomorrow, because it looks a bit confusing. But you've had a good look around the city. If you've enjoyed it, then all you got to do is press that like button. If you especially like my cooking skills, press that like button. But the next few days are going to be very busy, and if you want to see it, then all you got to do is press subscribe. But until the next time, bye bye for now.